I'm going to talk about this little ELGIN lathe I bought. It cost me a weekend away from my family. And that's a very expensive thing. ELGIN Hardinge Manufacturing. Ravenswood, Chicago. ELGIN Tool Works Division. So this, I think Hardinge still exists, but ELGIN is gone. This is a small lathe. Small is a relative to the work size piece term for lathes. I wanted a watchmaker's lathe, which is very, very small pieces of metal. You can do very tiny milling operations. This, however, falls into a category between huge mill and watchmaker's mill, like a watchmaker's lathe. I don't know why I'm calling them mills. Well, because you mill it away. Chuck, piece of work goes in there. These clamps clamp down on the piece of work. Cutter goes in here. Adjust the cutter this way. Adjust the cutter that way. Blah, blah, blah. There's a little hook under here. This little clamp under here. So you loosen that, and then this cross slide moves. Anyway, I need two hands for that. What I learned last time, and I'll take this chuck off. What I learned last time, when you need something with two hands, if you flip the camera accidentally, you can end up with half your video being upside down. Oh, don't wreck the threads, you idiot. So, watchmakers, what they do is they put their work into collets. And these collets come in a glorious amount of sizes and shapes. So if you need a, what does this say? Hardinge, I can't read it. I gotta clean all these up. This is where my son comes into play. So this is 37/64. All right, that's my material. I put it into there's an indexer, so I'm going to pull this out. There's an index slot. It all depends on where the motor is, I guess, where it lands. Oh, there it is. So there, now, my piece of work goes in there. And of course it's tubular, so I can put a really long piece of metal on here, and then call it. Screw that in. So there's that. Sucks the piece of work in very evenly. And then spins it at high RPMs while this tool cuts. So I have this huge three-phase motor. I'm going to replace it and its reduction and its switches with a very modern DC driven something. Got to figure that out. And it's going to mount here on a bracket, and then I got to build a guard for it because there's things that can take off your pants without your permission. So here this is stop, forward, reverse, low gear, high gear. So I'm gonna maintain all of that, but I'm gonna use these linkages to drive some kind of chip on an Arduino or whatever. But that's what I'm up to.